Spring is the season everyone refreshes everything except their blinds. People put it off because they think it's complicated. But at Blinds.com, we've spent 30 years proving it's not. Right now, you can save big during the Spring Cyber Monday sale. Whether you want to DIY it or have a pro to handle everything from measure to install, we've got you. Free samples, real design experts, and zero pressure. Just help when you need it. Shop up to 50% off site-wide. Huge savings on special buys, plus a free professional measure now during the Spring Cyber Monday sale. Rules and restrictions apply.
On today's Smart 7, UK terror level elevated after Golders Green attack, Nigel Farage gift sparks local election questions and much more. It's Friday 1st of May, it's Space Day, and happy birthday, Joanna Lumley.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
Wednesday's attack in Golders Green, which saw 2 Jewish men stabbed, has sparked an elevation of the UK's terror threat level, which has now escalated to severe. That means that an attack is considered highly likely in the next 6 months, and the UK's head of counter-terrorism policing, Assistant Commissioner Lawrence Taylor, announced that there will be an enhanced police response in place across the country. Prime Minister Keir Starmer addressed the nation on the issue of anti-Semitism on Thursday as he returned from a visit to Golders Green, and he called out pro-Palestinian protesters in particular.
Of course, we protect freedom of speech and peaceful protest in this country. But if you stand alongside people who say globalise the Intifada, you are calling for terrorism against Jews.
The government is to introduce new measures to deal with threats from what he called malign powers like Iran. But the government's anti-Semitism advisor, Lord John Mann, was warning that the Jewish community feels under real threat.
Don't forget, everyone in the Jewish communities fled from somewhere. They were fleeing from persecution from Spain or Portugal to get here, or from the pogroms in Russia 150 years ago, or from the Nazis. Fleeing will take time, but it will happen.
In 7 days' time, we'll know the results of the local elections, and it will most likely be a good night for reform and for the Green Party. As things come down to the wire, it's no surprise that some dirty laundry has come to light, with reports this week from The Guardian that Reform Party leader Nigel Farage did not declare a £5 million donation from crypto billionaire Sir Christopher Harbin. The gift was made in 2024, just before Farage was elected an MP, but Reform's education and skills spokesperson Suella Braverman says it's not a big deal.
Nigel Farage received a personal gift for his private purposes. He received it before he was an MP, before he was even thinking about becoming a candidate.
Nigel himself says the money was for his personal security after a number of incidents, and the intention was that he would be safe and secure for the rest of his life. Fraser Nelson of The Times thinks it's a little awkward if Nigel is basically a sugar baby for a crypto guy.
It means that Nigel Farage effectively has a kind of a sponsor, a kind of sugar daddy. That Christopher Harbin isn't just Reform's biggest donor as a party, he's Nigel Farage's personal benefactor. Farage will owe him, of course.
There's been no sign of progress in the Middle East this week as both the US and Iran continue to block the Strait of Hormuz. Iranian leader Mojtaba Khamenei struck a defiant tone in a written message, warning that Tehran plans to eliminate the enemy's abuses of the waterway. The new Ayatollah still hasn't been seen publicly and is believed to have been seriously injured in the attack that killed his father. The fact that the crisis hasn't eased drove oil prices higher again on Thursday, but central banks, including the Federal Reserve and the ECB, held interest rates steady. The Bank of England also held rates at 3.75%, and former Deputy Governor Sir Howard Davies says there are no immediate signs of a recession.
At the moment, we're sort of bumping along the bottom. No sign of a real recessionary risk yet, but obviously you've got to look out carefully.
Donald Trump continued his social media war with Germany on Thursday, posting again on Truth Social and calling German Chancellor Friedrich Merz ineffective at ending Russia's war on Ukraine. That seems a little rich from the president, who can't even get Vladimir Putin to agree to a ceasefire or direct talks with Ukraine. The EU has shifted gear on the war now that Viktor Orban can no longer block aid to Kyiv or sanctions on Russia, and this week there have been signals that Europe may take a more direct role in the conflict. Speaking after a meeting of Nordic allies, the EU's foreign policy chief Kaja Kallas says the bloc is not going to beg Russia for talks, but it is inevitable that talks need to happen.
Russia does not want to engage in any kind of dialogue. We should not not humiliate ourselves, but we should put them in a position where they actually go from pretending to negotiate to actually negotiate.
Still to come on today's Smart 7 in association with Metro, Palace, Forest and Villa in European semi-final action, and the Queen of Rom-Coms returns. Right after this. Welcome back. Thursday night saw the Europa League and Conference League semi-finals get underway. Two British teams went head-to-head in the Europa League, with Nottingham Forest welcoming Aston Villa for the first leg, while in the Conference League, Crystal Palace travelled to Krakow in Poland to play Ukrainian side Shakhtar Donetsk. Palace racked up a 3-1 away win to give themselves a strong advantage before next week's home leg. Forest got the better of Aston Villa with a 71st minute penalty, the difference between the two sides. Forest boss Vitor Pereira was taking nothing for granted, though.
Very tough team, but I think we compete with them eyes on eyes, like I like to see. Playing football, trying to score. They're trying to score. Good game. We are in half time now.
This Saturday is the end of the Championship season, and it's all down to the wire. Coventry and Ipswich look the most likely to grab the automatic promotion slots, but there are still plenty of teams in with a shout of the playoffs, with the prospect of a Premier League spot as the prize. Wrexham have rocketed up the division since Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney bought the club back in 2021. Whether they make the playoffs or not, the experience with the Dragons has made Ryan a lifelong football fan.
Football always just seems like a perfect kind of metaphor for life, always. Like, you don't celebrate the successes too much, you don't dwell on the losses. I'm so grateful for losing, not just in Wrexham, in other areas of my life too, because wow, does it feel good when you have a win.
The rom-com is officially back. It had fallen out of favour, but this year has seen a resurgence of the box office staple. And if the rom-com is back, then the Queen of Rom-Coms must also return. And she has. J-Lo is back in a new movie called Office Romance, which sees her play a high-flying airline CEO who falls for a stylish new company lawyer played by Ted Lasso's Brett Goldstein. Brett's also written the movie, which is one way to flirt with J-Lo, I guess, and it drops on Netflix on June 5th.
Do you believe in magic?
Honestly, since I first walked into your office, I believe in everything.
No fooling around at the office.
Never at the office.
If we got caught, it could destroy everything I've built.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes, we'll give you the world.
At Pepco, we know that rising energy costs are putting real pressure on families and businesses across D.C. Since we don't control most of your bill, we're focused on all we can do to help our customers. Providing assistance through our Customer Relief Fund, investing in reliability to reduce outages and costly repairs, and advocating for long-term solutions. That's how we're helping customers today and strengthening the system for tomorrow. Learn more at pepco.com/energy costs.